Hey guys, welcome back to the Whiskey Pete project. It's been a few weeks since we've seen the engine. Not much has been done to it since then. We just got little things left, and I don't want to video me routing a wiring harness, so just a couple little things. It's actually really close to being able to set in the truck, or at least start to mock up so we can figure out our mounts and stuff. So today we're going to put in the piston oilers. We'll talk about that. If you missed last week, we did brake cans, finished up the brake cans, put an air dryer on it, some shocks. Still lots to do on the truck itself. We don't have any fuel tanks yet. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of air leaks and problems, things like that. But today we'll get the piston oilers in, and yeah. So N14. These are the piston oilers right here. I always do new ones whenever possible, especially if I've got them pulled out. Obviously, try and put new ones in. They're made of plastic. They are reusable. I just find it better just to know you got good new ones. Now, having said that, even when you get a new one, make sure that it's clear through and you don't have one that's just not drilled. So I blew through all these already, but just make sure that air passes through. And they're going to go in these holes right here. If you haven't done it before, whenever you're pulling a piston out, you need to pull these oilers out. You can get the piston by them, or the rod by them without pulling them out, but you're going to hit the rod on them going in or out, and then you don't know if you've cracked it. You don't know. So it's just best just to get them out of there so you don't have problems. So we'll put those in. Alright, so I got my oiler. These fit pretty tight. They go in a hole right there. I just got some lube around it, the O-ring. There's an O-ring right there. See how tight they are? It's just, they barely fit. So you get them about like that, line up your hole. I just take the butt of a hammer, very lightly. You don't want to hit on the tab out here, you're going to bust it. And that's why when you're getting them out, it's best just to replace them, because you don't know if you've cracked it or what. So it's not bottomed yet. As you can see, we're still there. We don't want to start the bolt, or we can start the bolt, but we don't want to pull it in, because we will break that tab. So I usually start it like this. Make sure I'm lined up now. There we go. And then I just tap it till it butts up, and you'll see it kind of squirt some grease out, like so. Now we're bottomed. That one's in. So let's get the other ones. Oh no! Now, if you had the oil filter on, this would be a chore, so that's why it's still off. Yeah, so a few weeks ago, I don't know if you watch all of our stuff, but I announced something big coming, and that's still coming. We're a little bit behind with it, but not by far. I'm hoping maybe the next week or so we can make our big announcement. So stay tuned for that. You're going to want to be involved there, whether you're a trucker or not really, but it's really going to benefit owner-operator probably, or something like that. And so I hate to say any more without revealing the actual thing, so we'll leave it at that, but it is coming. I haven't changed my mind or forgot. And the reason we're doing that, if you didn't pay attention to the thing or didn't see it, we got a big announcement coming. But we've been in business 20 years this year, and so that's pretty cool. We're excited about that. So we're going to do something a little bit different for our 20-year anniversary. Geez, I can't get none of these to line up. Get out my light so I can see what I'm doing. It's because I'm old. Struggling with that one. When I think they're in, they fall back up. Huh. Well, yeah. So we'll just go along, snug them all up. So we got all those in. You're probably noticing we have a lot of empty holes here, not just bolt holes, but galley holes there. This is for our block heater there. I'm leaving them open on purpose. Shouldn't say open as much as just unplugged, I guess, because this isn't going back in the truck it came out of, right? So we don't know what fitting we're going to use where. I really don't want to just plug every hole, have to unplug them. So we'll just see what we're going to use, then we'll go through there and do that. Now if we were sitting outside, this would be a different situation. We'd probably have everything plugged up. I mean, granted the shop's not spick and span clean, but really not a whole lot of anything getting into these holes. There's no dust, wind, anything like that. So I feel pretty comfortable leaving things open in here. So that's why we're doing that, because we're not sure what we're going to plumb where. So we got the oilers all in, so we're ready to rock there. I had the filters off just to do that, so that's why we didn't put them on. So we're going to go ahead and put those on now. We're going to put a coolant filter on it too. Does it need a coolant filter? Not necessarily. Coolant filter does have some chemical in it, especially if you're running traditional antifreeze. You'd want that, but this is the shutoff for it right here. It turns on and off, but they're generally seized up, and I don't trust it anyway. So we're just going to screw a filter on it, just to block the hole, basically. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do. So this is our water filter. Just put a little grease on the gasket here. Like so. Now my dirty fingerprints all over. And you generally don't need a wrench with those. They're small enough that you can get them tight. I know we got all kinds of arguments, hand tight or however tight. Every filter has instructions on it, guys, so I mean, this one does too. It says to go 3/4 of a turn past contact, which is what this one's going to say also. So let's talk about filters. We've done this video before, but let's just go over it again, because there's quite an argument out there whether you're supposed to pre-fill your filter or not, and it's really the filter manufacturer, whatever engine is going on, also sometimes makes a difference. They're not all the same, so you are all right. How's that? Nobody's wrong. Some filters will say grease the gasket or oil the gasket, don't pre-fill. Some will say just the opposite. So if you look at the pictures, every filter, at least everyone I've seen, has this little diagram. Number 1, put oil in the filter. Number 2, lube the gasket. This is movement right here, so lube the gasket. Screw it on. Okay, go 3/4 of a turn. So once it contacts, you go plus 3/4. If that's not hand tight, then you need a wrench to go 3/4. So if you're the guy out there who says, oh, hand tight's good enough, well, if it's 3/4 of a turn, I guess it is. But if it's 1/4 of a turn because you're not very strong, then it's not enough and it's going to fall off. So everybody, oh, look at that, it took my microphone. Every one of them is different. We'll get this open. This one says to pre-fill, so that's what we're going to do. And I'm sure there's going to start this big argument. I've always pre-filled and I never pre-fill. It's okay. Just following instructions. Sometimes it's just good to follow instructions. Now it doesn't have to be to the rim. I mean, it can ooze down there. It'll be fine. So it doesn't need to be top clear off. I've done other videos on this little nub right here. That goes up on a post. Up right here. That little post right there. You'll want to be cautious when you remove this filter that comes out with the filter, doesn't stay up on there. I've seen that happen, and it will push itself up inside and get stuck up there. So it can plug oil galleys and whatnot. So okay, followed all my instructions. All right, we filled it up, we greased the top. Now we're going to spin it on. kind of feel dumb. Let's see how to install a filter, but there's quite an argument online about it for sure. Okay, we're going to spin it up till it stops, okay, because that's contact. Right there. Now, 3/4 of a turn. How far is that? Well, we're looking at D and it says turn it to A. So A needs to be right there. Okay, if you can't do that, or for some reason it's just tighter, then you need a wrench. So I got a wrench just in case, but you don't need to go 2 turns either, right? Because that's way too tight. So we're going to turn it back around to A. See, most people would say, oh, that's hand tight, that's good. Where are we?
Not even to be.
Not even. I've gone half a turn, okay? So, get our wrench, and we'll bring it around to where it needs to be. Right there. Now we're on A. If you don't like it, that's okay, but that's the right way to do it. I've seen millions of oil filters fall off because hand tight they thought was good enough. And yes, I've had plenty that you have to get off with an air hammer and a chisel because they're way too tight, but they shouldn't fall off. So follow the instructions. They're all different. And pre-fill, don't pre-fill, you're all right. Depends upon the motor and the filter manufacturer that you're using and what they want. So there we go, a couple lessons all in one giant video. So we got that installed. We will be back on the truck pretty quick. Got a couple other things to do there, and we are real close to just kind of setting this in and see where we're at. So that's probably all I got for this week. Might be a little shorter, but a couple little things. Hopefully you learned something on oil filters, whether you pre-fill, don't pre-fill. And thanks for watching, and thanks for sticking around with us. Remember, something big's coming, announcements on its way, and make sure you stay tuned for that. If you're just watching this segment, go follow us on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. It's all going to be on there. But something cool for our 20-year anniversary. Yep, we started in 06 here, so we're pretty excited about that. Big announcement coming. Thanks for watching the Whiskey Pete Project. We really appreciate it. It's awesome. We love doing it. And it's going to turn into a pretty cool truck. Thanks for watching.